Very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Shall I continue? Good morning to all of you. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The very first one, Gokulam Gopalan quizzed. Here quizzed means questioned, not a regular quiz, questioned. But what is it about? ED searches film producers premises. ED, Enforcement Directorate, searches film producers premises. Means his location. Not the regular quiz. Here quizzed means questioned, interrogated. You have to think of two words, questioned, interrogated. Good morning to all of you. Let us go to the otherwise nothing to learn as such. And coming to the second snippet, Manoj Kumar passes away. They could have written Manoj Kumar dies. But when we use the word die, it sounds very harsh. He died. But when you say something that is harsh in a nice way, there's one important word. What is that word? I'm sure all of you know. What is that word? Euphemism. Euphemism means what? Say something harsh in a nice way. Euphemism, an important word. And based on that, instead of writing dies, they have used pass away. Mr. Manoj Kumar died, sounds harsh. Mr. Manoj Kumar passed away yesterday, sounds better. And there's one idiomatic expression. Origin could be Indian origin. And what is that idiom? Kick the bucket. Have you heard of this any time? He has kicked the bucket. Kick the bucket means what? Same meaning, to pass away. And that origin could be Indian origin, possibility. I'm not sure about that. The filmmaker who made Bharat a brand. How many of you know about Manoj Kumar? Manoj Kumar is known as once a very popular Hindi actor, hero. He got the tag Mr. Bharat. Why is he called Mr. Bharat? Here it says a filmmaker who made Bharat a brand. He has taken a lot of movies, all related to patriotism, related to India, patriotic movies. Because he promoted patriotism, he got this saying, he got this tag. What is that? Mr. Bharat. Have you heard of that? No idea. He belongs to a different generation altogether. I think he passed away at the age of 87, if I'm not wrong. Shah advocates dialogue. We have got this word recently, advocate. Advocate in this context means what? To promote, to endorse, to support. Dialogue. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 groups to meet in Delhi today. We all know Manipur disturbance, Manipur turmoil, turbulence. Two tribal groups, they fought with each other. A lot of people died because of the violence. And related to that, Mr. Shah says the best thing would be going for a dialogue based on that advocates dialogue. And these two tribal groups to meet in Delhi today. To meet today. Today, usually I tell students, if it is an idea, complete sentence, and today is incomplete, we should use present perfect tense. And there's one important expression, to meet. Imagine I say, I am to meet the director. I was to meet the director. She is to give a speech. What does it mean? To give a speech, to do the work. They are to do the work. It talks about an arrangement, an obligation. Based on that arrangement, based on that obligation, someone is supposed to do something. She is to give a speech. Means what? She is supposed to give a speech. And to meet, an important expression, you have to recollect that. Coming to the next one, we have an important idiom. I don't think you guys know this. There's one important idiom. What is that idiom here? Smoke and a mirror. But the actual idiom, generally we say smoke and mirrors. Have you heard of this any time? Lessons from Gujarat, smoke and a mirror to society. A firecracker factory without license its effect on migrant workers. Please respond, no. Even I have come across for the first time, to be candid, to be frank. What does it mean? Describe or explain something that is not true. Or you try to explain something, you try to describe something, but that explanation, that description is not true. You are trying to hide something. To hide something, you try to describe or explain something. Hiding something in a nutshell. Smoke and a mirror to society means hiding the fact to society. Hiding what? The person, the factory without license. They must have hidden that fact, the fact that they don't have the license, and that has resulted in a devastating impact, a mishap. An important idiom you have to remember, smoke and a mirror. You try to hide something and you don't tell the actual thing, you describe or explain something, but that is not true. A firecracker factory without license, its effect. All our students know effect. Hiding something, exactly. Yes, Vishnu. Why that expression? Effect, a verb, effect can be a verb, can be a noun. Migrant workers. When you see the word migrant, you all know you have to recollect words like migrate, emigrate, immigrate, exodus, refugees, turmoil, political turmoil, asylum, and persecution, exodus, diaspora. So many words, repatriation, so many words you have to recollect. As a smart learner, here you can see IPL related, the cup, double header. CSK takes on DC, PBKS meets RR. Today, being Saturday, there are two matches. About the two matches based on the double header. One match between CSK and DC, the other one between Punjab Kings, PBKS and RR. For cricket lovers, today it is going to be a great time. Let us go to the main headline. What does it say? China hits back with 34% tariff on US goods. Today, the entire world, if you look at the economic dimension, economy, world economy, global economy, it is in doldrums. What is the meaning of the expression doldrums, to be in doldrums? A lot of disturbance. Why is it in disturbance? Global economy. Courtesy, thanks to Donald Trump. Trade war, exactly, Naidu Paidi. The US, because of Donald Trump, has imposed tariffs on goods from different countries. Same time, other countries also started imposing. In a way, there is a trade war which may have ramifications or consequences, far-reaching consequences. And many economists in the US, they say, they fear it may result in the onset of recession in the US, sooner or later. An important article you have to read. China hits back with 34% tariff on US goods. Very important, you guys have to read this. And there's one word over here. What is that word? I think we got this the other day. Bully someone, bullying means what? Teasing, intimidating, frightening. Usually I tell students it goes with school level. There are big guys, there are small guys. Big guys try to intimidate small ones. Then in that context we use the word bully, bullying. And practice is an important word you have to focus on. TICE is a noun form and TISE is a verb form. Practice, like advice. ADVISE is a verb form. VICE is a noun form. That's also an important one. Let us go to the snippets over here. Let us see what they say. Europe, Canada willing to spend more on defense. Willing to spend more on defense. And here we have willing. What is opposite? Unwilling. Unwilling, what is the other word? Reluctant. Reluctant means unwilling to do something. And to spend, an important word. Here what happens, casual reading, nothing to learn as such, spend. But as a smart learner, when it comes to spending money, some people think twice before spending, some people without thinking spend money, and positive words, frugal, thrifty, positive words, frugal, thrifty, means you spend money carefully. And you don't think you spend money just like that. Lavish, extravagant, spendthrift, and prodigal. All these words you have to recollect. And some people have a lot of money, but they don't spend a single rupee also. Then you have to recollect words like miser and stingy. He is a stingy person. Old English, we would use the word miser. All the words you have to recollect. Otherwise, nothing to learn as such. Let us go to the next news item. Modi to discuss key issues with 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐇𝐢𝐧𝐝𝐮 to discuss key issues with 𝐓𝐡𝐞. Simple words, easy to make out. Now let us go to, here we have some more news snippets. SC directs panel to survey forests in Agastya Malai. Supreme Court has directed a particular panel to survey the forest in a particular region. And which region is that? Discuss about is wrong. Who is this? Malleshwari. Vital means important. Very good. Here, survey forest in Agastya Malai, Tamil Nadu, I suppose. High Court questions the neutrality of Wikipedia. I'm sure all of you know Wikipedia, and High Court questions the neutrality, whether it expresses subjective opinions or objective opinions regarding that neutrality. We have a pic over here, not a positive one, but what does it say? The skyline, we have one expression, skyline. Skyline of a city means the tall buildings of a city. And what is the other word for tall buildings? Skyscrapers. One city is known as the city of skyscrapers, New York City. New York City has another name, Big Apple. Big Apple, city of skyscrapers, New York. But if you take Mumbai, Mumbai also has a lot of skyscrapers, you can see. Mumbai is known as the New York of the East. New York of the East. Which city? Mumbai, our own Mumbai. It is about Mumbai. Dust screen. Here you can see a foggy pic. The skyscrapers are not very clear. The whole thing is foggy, hazy. Based on that, Mumbai skyline, an important expression, skyline. When we talk about a particular city, we use skyline, full of skyscrapers. Mumbai's skyline appears hazy. Hazy means what? Not clear. In the middle of a dust storm on Friday morning. And all that is dust storm. Mist, a different word. Fog, mist. You should recollect. It's good that you have written Anant. And what is the difference between fog and mist? A fog or mist, thin, cloudy thing, like a cloud. But at the lowland areas, we use the word fog. Mountain region, we use the word mist. And you should also recollect the word smog. What is smog? Fog plus smoke. We use the word smog. Delhi is known for that. Nebulous. Very good. Who is that? Naidu Paidi. Foggy, you can recollect. Let us see what is there this side. Parliament clears revised Waqf bill after a 14-hour debate in the Rajya Sabha. That's also an important article you should go through. Current affairs point of view, very important. You should go through that. Coming to the headline over here, Modi Yunus set aside differences, hold talks on border security, minorities, Sheikh Hasina. Three things have come up. One, border security, minorities, and Sheikh Hasina. And set aside, keep aside, set aside. Means imagine you have differences with someone and in the meeting you ignore those differences. You go in for a dialogue, you go in for deliberations. In that context, we use set aside or keep aside. Important. That's all I suppose from the. Here we have another headline. Will crack down on land scam. Fadnavis. Two words. One is crack down. What is the other one? Land scam. Crackdown means control with force. Crackdown on police crackdown means what? Police use a lot of force and try to control a mob or a particular group or a particular movement. Crackdown. And we have another word, land scam. Scam means what? Something that is negative, something that is illegal. A negative incident, illegal incident involving financial fraud. We use the word scam. Land also, land dealings, something illegal, based on that land scam. That's all from the front page. Now let us go to today's editorial. Today's editorial I'm going to read out as it is. I have not designed, lack of time, and not that easy to comprehend. You need some sort of background related to world economy, global economy, some information related to what happened in the past regarding international currencies, global currencies. A bit difficult to comprehend, but an important one. You may get something like this as a passage. That's why I had to bring this. How does it start? American retreat. Many of you, I'm sure you know the meaning of the word retreat. A retreat means what? Imagine war is going on. Some soldiers representing a particular country, they see the enemy soldiers, they leave the battleground, they go back from the battleground. Then we say retreat, going back, leaving the war field, war zone, or going back. Retreat means go back. You can also use the word withdraw. Yes, Naidu, very good. American retreat. The US risks ceding its position as a global economic powerhouse. What do you understand from the word ceding its position? Try to guess the meaning based on the context. Ceding means what? Vishnu says give up. Give up has a different connotation. Give up means what? Stop trying for something. Imagine someone is preparing for competitive exams because of some difficulty, will stop preparing. Then what do we say? He gave up the preparation, he gave up the idea of preparing for competitive exams. That is a different thing altogether. Cede in this context, try to guess. The US risks ceding its position as a global economic powerhouse. Right now it is a global economic powerhouse, and it may you can think of give up, renounce, but they go with a different context, Srikanth. In a way, leaving that position. Perhaps you guys are responding based on that. US is going to lose that position, going to give that position. Perhaps based on that, you have come up with words like give up and relinquish, renounce its position as global economic powerhouse. What United States President Donald Trump did to global trade on April 2nd in Washington closely mirrors a disruptive precedent set by President Richard Nixon in 1971. As I said, today's editorial not easy to comprehend. What is the reason? Now you guys know the present. What is the present? Trump has come up with a lot of changes. Political front, social front, economic front. And that is the present. We all know the present. But the first sentence talks about what happened in the past. Talks about the former US president. Here, Trump did to global trade on April 2nd in Washington closely what Trump did. Mirrors means it is the same in a way. Reflects, mirrors a disruptive precedent. What is the meaning of the word disruptive? Interrupt. Disruptive means something negative, interrupt. Disruptive precedent. What is the meaning of precedent? Pre means before. Precedent, something that happened before. Disruptive precedent already happened. When did it happen? Way back in 1971. And who was responsible? Richard Nixon, former president of the US. By President Richard Nixon in 1971. So what exactly Nixon did? And based on that, why does the editorial say what Trump does reflects what Nixon did? You have to have the background information. On August 15th, Nixon stunned the world by announcing the temporary suspension of the US dollar's convertibility into gold. This is something not easy to comprehend. You need to go, you have to read and find out the background information. Only then you can comprehend. What did Nixon do? Way back in 1971, on August 15th, Nixon stunned the world. Entire world got stunned. Now, because of Donald Trump, the world has got stunned. That time because of Nixon. What did he do? He stunned the world by announcing the temporary suspension of the US dollar's convertibility into gold. He stopped that temporarily. This effectively dismantled. Because of that decision, something got dismantled. What is the meaning of the word dismantle? I'm sure many of you know. Dismantle usually goes with gadgets, things. You take the parts apart. That means you have dismantled something. The impact of that, this effectively dismantled the Bretton Woods framework that was worked out quite unilaterally in 1944, which led to the setting up of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, and provided an anchor for global currency stability, an avenue to address balance of payments crisis, and to finance the reconstruction efforts of former colonial powers. Such a lengthy sentence, and you cannot understand. Forget about the language. You got to have background information. But in a nutshell, what is the impact of that? Because of that, it dismantled the Bretton Woods framework that was worked out quite unilaterally in 1944, which led to the setting up of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Because of that, these came into existence and provided an anchor. Here, anchor means some sort of stability. Anchor for global currency stability, an avenue to address balance of payments crisis. Avenue, I will tell you. Avenue means, it has two or three meanings. One meaning, avenue means a road or a street with trees either side. Imagine there's a road or a street with trees either side. We call it avenue. That is one meaning. Another meaning in this context, avenue means a platform. A platform, something like a platform, avenue. An avenue, a platform to address balance of payments crisis. Crisis singular, crisis plural. Crisis means a problem, problematic situation. Lata, you wanted to know the meaning of the word crisis? Crisis is singular, crisis plural. Financial crisis means what? Financial problem. Not simple, but on a higher level, at a higher level, large scale. Then we use crisis. War crisis, you can say, political crisis, economic crisis, social crisis, different types you can use, but crisis singular, crisis plural. And to finance the reconstruction efforts of former colonial powers. Colonial powers like the UK, colonial power, imperialism. Have you heard of the word Park Avenue? That is the name of a brand, Banu. Park Avenue, Raymond's. But avenue, literal meaning, one is trees on either side of a road, another one, a path, a platform. Have you heard of this? I've used one word. What is that? Temporary, colonial powers, imperialism. What is the meaning of imperialism? British imperialism. Imperialism, they have given a few times bank exams as a passage. Imagine in the past, the UK conquered some countries, it ruled those countries. And that is known as imperialism, one country controlling another country. And that itself is known as imperialism, and colonies. And the power is called colonial power. Colonial powers, to reconstruction efforts of former colonial powers. Though announced as a temporary move, reckoned with. Reckon means to think seriously. Reckon means what? To think seriously. As nations reckoned with a new era of financial market volatility. Volatile, we have got many a time. Volatile, Imperial Bank, very good, Banu. Volatile means what? Not stable, not fixed, not firm. Volatile market. And some common everyday English, you can think of the word fickle-minded, not stable, fickle-minded. British English, we say fickle-minded. American English, they say scatterbrain. Both mean the same, scatterbrain, fickle-minded. Similarly, Mr. Trump's reciprocal. Now, all this about the past. What Nixon did, impact of Nixon's decision. Now, coming to the present, similarly, Mr. Trump's reciprocal tariffs have instantly ushered in an important word. What is the meaning of usher, ushered in? Have you heard of this? Yes, fickle-minded, scatterbrain. But usher, there's an important, it's an important word. Usher in means to result in, bring in, result in. But there's another meaning. I don't think you guys, do you know the second meaning of usher, usherer? I will tell you. Imagine you went to a theater to see a movie. You went a little late, and the movie, they started the movie, and it's a little dark because the movie is on. A person comes to you, very good, Naidu Paidi. A person comes to you with a torchlight or a flashlight and asks you to show the ticket. He takes, then he directs you to the seat. That person is called usherer. What is the word? Usherer. An important one. British English, we say torchlight, Vishnu. But Americans don't use the expression torchlight. They use the word flashlight. Flashlight means a torchlight. And the person who takes you, that person is called usherer. But here, similarly, Mr. Trump's reciprocal tariffs have instantly ushered in global economic uncertainty. This is a problem right now. Global economic uncertainty, the full extent of which will be felt in the months and the years ahead. Right now, we cannot guess the actual impact, but the impact will be felt in the coming months and the coming years. By unilaterally altering trade relationships, he has disrupted the very system of interconnected global commerce. He has disrupted, which tense is that? Present perfect. He has disrupted means what? He has interrupted. He has interrupted the very system of interconnected global commerce that the US helped build in the post-war era. US helped build that one, but he has disrupted that one. And there's one important expression. Same sentence they may take, they may give in the exam, but in the exam they may use, let me show the sentence. He has disrupted the very system of interconnected global commerce that the US helped to build in the post-war era. After help, they may give the preposition to. Then it is not correct. Tell me why. We have causative verbs, very good. Banu and present perfect tense, that's right. And Naidu says causative verb, exactly. Important causative verbs, two. One is make, the other one help. And causative verbs do not take the preposition to in active voice. They do take in passive voice. That you have to remember. Let, make, help, get, have, all these come under causative verbs. The US helped build the post-war era, the system, but now Trump has interrupted that one, disrupted that one. What does the second part talk about? The international reaction has been one of shock and concern. Has been. Which tense is that? Present perfect, active voice, not passive voice. What is the response of the world? The international reaction has been one of shock and concern. Again, when you see the word concern, you should recollect, I have told many a time, I would like to see the person concerned. That is correct. You should not say concerned person. The US is the world's largest importer of manufactured goods. From now on, you can see the statistical data. And you can expect one or two questions based on statistical data. The US is the world's largest importer of manufactured goods, accounting for about 13% of global imports in 2023. What is the percentage? 13%. The new tariffs will reroute supply chains and force countries to diversify their export strategies. Imagine the US imposes a lot of tariffs. Obviously, countries, those who have been exporting to the US, they will not be happy because they have to pay the tariffs. What do? They look for alternative markets. They will try to look at other countries where they don't have to pay heavy tariffs. They are forced here, will reroute supply chains and force countries to diversify their export strategies. In the immediate term, the cost of imports will rise for American consumers, leading to reduced demand. If the prices go up, it's like a chain reaction. The US imposes tariffs and the one who imports has to pay, and obviously the money goes to the US government. The US government is happy, but the one who pays the tariff has to get it back from the consumers. Based on that, he increases the price of the products, and the consumers finally they have to bear the brunt of it. And when the prices go up, spike or hike or surge, they will not buy. Then the demand comes down. It's like a chain reaction, leading to reduced demand. The ripple effects, very important expression. We have got many a time. Ripple means what? Ripple effects. Imagine you take a stone, you go to a water body, you throw like this. It hits a few places, a few points on the surface, and wherever it hits, it creates circles. Those are known as ripples. Have you heard of this word any time? Ripples. But here, ripple effects means the impact is going to be not at one place, many places, and it gets multiplied. The ripple effects will be global, causing production slowdowns as exporters scramble to find alternative markets. Scramble here means a rush. They rush to find alternative markets. They don't want to depend on the US, they will think of other countries. Economies such as China, Japan, India, and the European Union are likely to experience a temporary decline in economic growth. What is the impact on some countries which have been exporting to the US? Obviously, the economic condition, decline in economic growth. The word decline we have got many a time. What does it mean? To go down, one meaning. Another meaning, to refuse, to say no. She has declined the offer. He has declined the offer, means he has refused. Declining numbers, declining standards, declining quality, means going down. This is the impact immediately. Yet, unlike in the Nixon era, the US today holds a diminished position. Decline, diminish in a way related. Diminish also means going down. Diminishing standards, declining standards, same meaning more or less. And once the US had a strong hold, today it doesn't have the same stronghold. The sentence talks about that. Yet unlike, an important word. Tell me why is it important? Both the words are important. Yet can be an adverb, can be a conjunction. As a conjunction, it expresses contrast. And you have to recollect the difference between but and yet. Both express a contrast. Contrast is more. We use the word yet. Not that much we use the word but. And yet is also formal. Waning. Very good. I do. And coming to the word, what is the next word here? Unlike. There's one important rule that goes with conjunctions. When you join two subjects using expressions like with, along with, together with, as well as, like, unlike, and not, besides, in addition to, including, no less than, rather than, the verb agrees with the first subject. That you have to recollect. An important rule. One example, the minister as well as the party workers have been stopped. Wrong. The minister as well as the party workers has been stopped. Because what is the first subject here? The minister. We have to use a singular verb. Yet, unlike in the Nixon era, the US today holds a diminished position in global trade. In the 1970s, to substantiate that statement, in the 1970s, it was the world's dominant trader with an estimated 13 to 15% share of global trade. But now it has come down. China's presence was negligible at that time, accounting for less than 1%. That time, the US 13%, China less than 1%. Now coming to the present scenario, things have changed. Today, China commands the largest share of global trade at around 14%, while the US has slipped to roughly 10%. The US, slid means to go down, slid. 13 to 10 and less than 1%. From that position, China has gone to 14%. The international community also accepted the dollar's supremacy in the 1970s because of America's overwhelming economic and technological dominance. Why should the world accept the US dominance? Two factors. One is economic dominance, the other one is technological dominance. You'll be surprised to know, today we talk about advanced countries, A few countries, advanced countries, and usually those are the countries where industrial revolution took place, like the US, the UK, France, Germany, all these countries. But today, we all talk about AI. AI is the most happening thing. And among the developed countries, the US is 6 years ahead. If you take the developed countries and you consider artificial intelligence, among the developed countries, the US is 6 years ahead of other developed countries. That talks